What's going on, everybody? Thanks so much for tuning in, Big Dog Brett. Really appreciate you guys being here. Man, it has been a long day. My day started this morning at 3 o'clock, but that's all right. We got it rocking and rolling now. So appreciate everybody being here in the chat, especially my early birds. Nate the Great, how you doing? ECC 255 girl, D Bell. Thank you for being here. M. Gabowski. I think that's how you say that name. I'm not sure. Seth Roth, what's going on, buddy? And Alex MLD, one of our resident members. If you guys notice, next to Alex's name, you will see a very special icon. Alex has been supporting the channel for a very long time. I really appreciate you helping us do that, sir. It is nice to be able to have somebody like you that is willing to support the channel and keep me in coffee. So, yeah, thank you for that, sir. Got a lot going on apparently here in the background. Let me close some of this stuff out. Not sure why my camera's lagging, but we're gonna try and see if we can sort that out real quick. Maybe that's a little better. That's a little better. Yeah, we're good. My dog, go dogs. All right. So I have a little bit of a cold or allergies or something. I don't know what it is. We're gonna power through it. It's gonna be a great show today, tonight, this evening, and tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of talk about the Georgia versus the Golden Eagles. Just kidding. No, there's not. Everybody knows Georgia's going to win this game by 50, 60 points, as many as Kirby Smart wants to. You're probably going to see Mr. ETN get in the game and run up the score. We're going to get to see Nate Frazier. We're going to get to see a lot of people that we normally didn't necessarily expect to see spend a lot more time on the field. Some of our receivers are going to be out there. Hopefully, we get to see Oscar Delp. This is going to be a run amok game for Georgia, and they're going to run the score up as high as they want to. So now, this is going to be a cakewalk for Georgia. There's absolutely zero chance Georgia loses this game unless something absolutely insane happens. Georgia not even close to being on the same level, or excuse me, the Golden Eagles are not even close to being on the same level as Georgia. I don't know. If you want to go see Georgia play, this is the game because this is probably the cheapest tickets you're going to get at a Georgia game for quite a while. These tickets are $47, guys, and there's tons of seats left. You can sit right now, section 131, which is Georgia's side, 50-yard line, lower deck, lower bowl, whatever you want to call it, right close to the Georgia sideline for $95. I mean, they don't get much better. It's right below the press box. These are great seats. So, if you really want to, I mean, even the 300 sections are still pretty cheap. So, if you want to go watch the game, go watch the game. It's super cheap. You can get in and watch Georgia beat the Avon living, break soul and will to live out of this team. I don't know how much money we're paying them for this loss, but hey, it is what it is. Kentucky right before Bama physical game. Well, we got a bye weekend there. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But the game I want to talk about is the Texas Longhorns versus the Michigan Wolverines. I know there are some Michigan fans that are going to be around, guys. Hey, look, I like my Michigan fans. You guys are great, but this is going to be a tough. This is going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game for Michigan to win. I know that Texas is favored by 7.5. I think it was the last line I saw. But guys, this is the number 3 best team in the country, and maybe at number 2. We don't know. Georgia plays Texas later on, but it's still going to be a very good. Stand by. Hang on, guys. I gotta Sorry about that, guys. We've got a we've got an individual in our neighborhood that apparently feels like it's okay to run up on people's porches and chase kids. And my wife was letting me know what's going on. My daughter, she's she went over to a friend's house. She's going to be back here in a little bit, so she was just making me aware of what's going on. So yeah, sorry about that. Brett, how many of you are from Georgia? Like, Brett? Oh, I guess you're asking the chat. There's a lot of people here from all over, man. There really is. Um, People are all over the place, and I lived in Nebraska for a long time, but I'm from Georgia. But yeah, anyway, back to the Texas Michigan game. Texas is going to be, man, this is going to be a tall order for Michigan to fill to try and take down Texas Longhorn. Steve Sarkisian has done a great job of building that program out there. They really have some top tier running backs and Jarrett Gibson and Jaden Blue. These guys are really they're NFL caliber running backs, and they run hard. They've got some NFL wide receivers as well. Ryan Wingo, Isaiah Bond, you may remember him from Alabama. uh, uh, Jonte Cook, Matthew Golden, and they're even getting their running back Gunnar Helm in the mix here. All these guys have got multiple catches. I mean, he threw for 355 yards last week. Granted, it was against not great of a team, but he's still averaging 74% completion percentage, and he had 3 touchdowns. Listen, Quinn Ewers is an excellent quarterback, and to be honest, we don't know what we're getting out of Davis Warren. Davis Warren, in his entire career, which is since 2022, has 39 attempts. And by the way, he had no completions in the entire 2023 season. So I I don't see how an inexperienced quarterback is going to be able to go up against Quinn Ewers, who has 400, 500, 600, 700 yards, 700, excuse me. It's, let me pull him up again. I'm getting my whistles crossed up here. 3, 4, 700. That's about 725 pass attempts, and he's only gotten better. 2022, it was 58% completion percentage. Last year, he's at 69% completion percentage, and then this year he's at 74. Granted, it's a small sample size this year, but still seems to be improvement. Michigan D is good, but that unless they step up, is going to be a long day. I agree. I think that Texas is, and I hate to be this way, I think Texas's defense is going to stagnate the Michigan offense, which is going to give Texas more possessions. And I think Texas is actually going to win this game by 14 points or more. It's going to be a rough day for Michigan fans. The good news is it's early in the season. This game doesn't mean as much in the overall grand scheme of things towards the college football playoffs. They can still very easily win their conference, provided they can get over the hump of Michigan State. Ohio State. Michigan State shouldn't be a problem. But if you get over Ohio State, you should have You should have vaulted yourself into the college football playoff. So this is a big game, but it's not a must-win game. Yeah, Quinn Ewers is an outstanding quarterback. He is just absolutely electric. So we're gonna see how he does. And here's what you're gonna see. You're gonna have some fans that don't like Texas are gonna come out and say, "Well, Michigan was overrated. Michigan's not that good. Michigan's still a good football team. Michigan is still a good football team." But some people are gonna say, "Oh, Michigan had a bad day. Texas is not that good." Texas is that good. Texas is very good. They may be arguably the best team in the country. Georgia beat Clemson. Clemson was top 10. I get it. We're only talking about a couple of weeks here, guys. It's week 0, week 1. Uh, it's so hard to tell. Thanks, Michael. I hope they get better soon. I really think it's allergies, man. I really do. I took Zyrtec for a little while and it went away. My Zyrtec is worn off, so now it's back. I just got through doing a podcast for a friend of mine, and then I jumped straight on a live show. But looking at this game, it's very much going to be, I think, a one-sided game. I think it may start off close for about a quarter. And then I think after that, Michigan's offense is just going to be too much for them to handle. I really do. I think this could potentially be a blowout win. I think Steve Sarkisian is looking to make a statement, especially because Georgia just beat the number 10 ranked team by 31 points. I think he's going to be looking to do the same. And I think Quinn Ewers has the talent to do so. What's going to happen here is eventually Georgia's going to end up playing Texas. We're going to find out who has the better defense. We know both teams have great offenses. We're going to find out who has the better defense. So, Michigan's problem is they lost 13 to the NFL draft and a first round quarterback. Oh, absolutely. 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 Michael says he thinks it's going to be close. We'll see what happens. Maybe it will. But I don't see that. Maybe I'm wrong, but but either way, whether it's close or whether it's a blowout, we're going to get to see two top 10 teams match up at noon, right? Penn State's playing Bowling Green, nobody cares. Oklahoma State playing Arkansas, that might be interesting to watch here and there in between commercials. Kansas State versus Tulane, nobody's going to care about that. But here's something I do want to keep an eye on. Georgia Tech plays Syracuse at noon, and I think that if Georgia Tech goes out and handles business, they will break inside of the top 20 for the first time in, I don't know, just about my lifetime. So that's going to be interesting to watch. Georgia is going to end up playing Georgia Tech at the end of the season. So that'll be another ranked team that Georgia plays, which will add to Georgia's schedule difficulty because at the beginning of the season, nobody was looking at Georgia Tech as a ranked team, and Georgia already has one of the toughest schedules in the country. So we're going to end our regular season. I think we play them in the end of the regular season. We have traditionally, I know some stuff got shifted around. Yeah, they're still the last game on the 29th of November. We're going to end up playing another ranked team. So by the time this is all said and done, Clemson's ranked, Alabama's ranked, Texas is ranked, Ole Miss is ranked, Tennessee's ranked, and Georgia Tech's ranked. That is 7 teams out of 12 ranked inside the top 25. As of right now. Granted, that can change. Teams can go up or down in the rankings. Some may fall out of the rankings. Georgia Tech might not even be ranked by the time we get to them. But we'll see what happens. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. Then Georgia plays Tennessee Tech at noon. At 2:00. That's not going to be interesting. Notre Dame's playing Northern Illinois. That nobody cares. Utah versus Baylor. Nobody cares. Iowa versus Iowa State, though, I do want to watch just because that's kind of a classic matchup. It's an in-state rivalry, and it's very early in the season. So I'm really interested to see how that pans out. What else we got on here? Maryland, Michigan State, don't care. Ole Miss versus Middle Tennessee. Ole Miss is going to try to hang 100 on them. Miami's going to play Florida A&M. They'll crush those guys. Alabama at South Florida. They should win easily. Missouri versus Buffalo. Kansas versus Illinois. Oh, here it is. 7:00. Florida versus Samford. Oh, man. I want to see if Florida's actually going to be able to beat Samford. If they can't beat Samford, they may not win a game this season. They may fire Billy Napier on the spot. He may be fired on the tarmac, as they say. Ohio State playing Western Michigan. Another blowout game. Nobody cares. 7:30. NC State versus Tennessee. I do want to watch this game. I want to see how NC State matches up with Tennessee. NC State looks to be good. NC State has let me down in the past. I've been big on them before, and they just don't pull it off. Tennessee is only an 8-point favorite in this game. So, I mean, it could go anyway. Michael says that shirt rocks, BDB. Where did you get that from? My kids and my wife got this for me. It's a grunt style shirt. My wife got me a membership or whatever. I get a shirt every month because I kept wearing these old ratty t-shirts, and she's like, that's gone. We need to get rid of that. We're getting you something better. I said, okay, great. It's like a jelly of the month club, but it's not jelly. It's just the gift that just keeps on giving the whole year round, Clark. How much is UGA favorite over this cupcake? I don't know. I can't find a line on anywhere, but I would say at least 40 points. That tends to be kind of what you see against a top 10 ranked team versus unranked teams. Unranked, out of conference FBS teams. FCS, FBS doesn't matter. Sanford a couple of years ago hung 50 on Florida. They might do it again. LSU versus Nicholas. LSU is probably looking to bounce back from that pitiful performance they had. We'll see what happens. Oh, here's the game I'm going to watch because I'm a hater, and you can label me as a hater because that's what people should do. If I hate your team, I am therefore a hater. That means any comment I make is invalid, and I'm only making that comment because I'm a hater. So, Nebraska versus Colorado. I want to see Dylan Raiola smack Colorado all around the field. Waste management is the new NIL sponsor in Florida. That's actually really good. I can agree with that, sir. I can agree with that. It's hilarious. Am I going to watch the Oregon Boise State game or the App State game? I'm going to watch the App State game. I'm going to talk about that game here in just a second. But I want to see what that Colorado depleted defense can do against Nebraska. This is going to be two teams with offenses going against two teams without much defense. So I think Nebraska will win this game. North Dakota State gave Colorado all they could stand, and they were 5 yards away from winning that game. Colorado might not win another game this season. We'll see what happens. Oklahoma versus Houston. I don't care. I think Houston was ranked last year a few times, but I don't exactly remember what parts of the season they were ranked last year. But I'm pretty sure last year they were ranked at some point, and then they went on like a losing streak. No, I'm confused. I was wrong. I'm absolutely wrong. They only won 4 games. They were terrible. Maybe I'm thinking of Utah because their logos are similar. It's probably Utah. Yeah, definitely Utah. Yeah, parks the car in the driveway. Yeah, definitely Judge Wapner. Let's see. Clemson versus App State. App State's actually a pretty decent football team. We'll see what Clemson can do. I think App State can win this game. I think Clemson is favored by what are they favored by? It's like 14 or something. 16 and a half now. Yeah, I don't know. App State's actually a pretty decent football team. They may end up turning a corner on them. Then what else we got? Oregon versus Boise State. I like Dan Lanning. I want to see how his team does against Boise State. Boise State has been good at a time here and there in the past. That's a late game though. It's 10 o'clock. It's West Coast time. It's played in Oregon. Oregon's favored by 20. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, not a huge exciting weekend, but there could be some games there. The point and laugh games. Brett, now that John Lewis tore his ACL for the second straight year, how is that going to affect the running game for them? I don't know who John Lewis is, sir. John Emery. Well, I think their offense is a little bit stagnant anyway. I don't think Chip Kelly does very good. Or Chip Kelly. I don't think Brian Kelly does very good against top 10 ranked teams. So he may do fine against the teams he doesn't really play against, but then when he gets against somebody who is decent, he struggles. So. Cliff Millwood says App State is going to win. Clemson is dumpster juice. There are many people who share your opinion and your affinity for dumpster juice, sir, in comparison to Clemson. So, yeah. But yeah. Now, as far as the Georgia game goes, Georgia's going to win by however much they want to win by. But those are the matchups that I think are going to be interesting and fun to watch. I am going to go take some medicine and try to breathe a little bit. But I wanted to get on here and give you guys a show on Wednesday. I'm going to get back in the habit of doing more Wednesday shows and putting more content out for you guys. And please, if you want to help me, please leave a comment on the videos that I put out, even if you don't watch them. I'm not saying you should, but you should. But if you don't watch them, that's okay. Leave a comment. Go Dogs, go Knowles, go Hogs, whatever your team is. Just leave a comment down below. That in and of itself helps the channel tremendously because it shows interaction with you guys. So I want to interact with you guys. You guys are great. I appreciate all of you guys showing up, spending your time with me. Time is the most valuable commodity we have. We can't get any more of it. And you guys choose to spend it with me. And I'm really, really grateful for that. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for all your support. Looking forward to a wonderful football year with you guys. And hey, Let's get after it. Really appreciate you guys. I'm going to go take some medicine. You guys do what you do. I'm going to have a great day. You guys have a great day. God bless. Go Dogs.